Let's talk about some really awesome horror demos that we played that were free that you can actually play yourself. Some really cool and unique stuff that's coming out in the future of horror. We'll also talk about a game that's been taking the world by storm and peak. We played it, give our thoughts on it. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Lil Zoth of Horror podcast. As always, I am Lil P, joined by Zoth. Zoth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. And as mentioned, today we're going to be talking about a bunch of different either demos or little games that we played throughout. And starting with one that was actually during a playtest. It was like the first week of July. They had a limited time playtest. It was called Damned 2. They apparently released one game back like the early 2010s or something. I guess it was around the same time around Dead by Daylight, like a co-op puzzle escape type game. And so they made a sequel, and it was in playtest. It's going to go in early access. I don't think they have a specific date, but they're going to fix some of the things I think they said that people said about the playtest. We played it with a group. You could play like as the monster. We didn't play with anybody as the monster. We just did it against AI to get a feel for things. So I'm not sure what would have changed if we had one in there, but the game itself was it was pretty interesting. I liked the idea when I saw it. The developers reached out. I got an email about it, and it was described as a co-op horror puzzle game, which we really enjoy playing. So I thought, why not give it a chance, see what it is. And I thought like kind of the creepiness, the atmosphere, the different levels that they had there were pretty cool. I thought they did a really good job with that. The puzzles themselves seemed some were a little bit more confusing than others. One, I still have no idea sort of what we did, if it was bugged out or didn't spawn correctly, because we could never figure out how to get on. We checked the room multiple times. And the next game we had like no issues with finding the puzzles and solving them.
Yeah.
So that was, an issue that would pop up. Don't know if it was just us or the game or whatever, because it was our first time. But it did make it a little bit annoying when you're spending so much time searching and searching and searching. And then we couldn't. We're just like, all right, we're just gonna.
We spent like 20 minutes looking for a key, and we decided it never spawned, or it didn't spawn in a visible place, and ended up having to give up and restart the game.
Yeah. But the idea with it was pretty fun, and I think the idea is hopefully they do fix some things. I think they put something out that it was a limited time play test thing. So if it had bugs, it's going to with that. But they do have the right idea there, I think, for it, and we'll see how it goes.
I think it's a great concept, and I think it has a lot of potential. As soon as you told me about this game, I was like, oh yeah, this is right up our alley. This is exactly the kind of game we like, puzzles and co-op.
Yeah.
And I had fun with it, other than the difficulty finding the key that one time.
Yeah. The atmosphere was really well done with everything. Some of I think the noises were a little bit louder than what they needed to be. Which is kind of annoying. Kind of like they're trying to go for the cheap scare tactic, but I definitely think they have stuff to go on there. It was fun. Enjoyed it. And
the puzzles were good.
Yeah, the puzzles were good. They made you think. They weren't like overly difficult. You did have to look for things. You have to focus on surviving. I'm sure on harder difficulty, it probably was tough. If it was a player-controlled monster too, it probably would be a lot more difficult. But
it wasn't hard to get away from them with the AI.
Yeah, it wasn't overly bad. And I don't know if it's gonna go like a Dead by Daylight route, trying to survive that way with this game. I don't know. I'm not a big Dead by Daylight fan. I think it's just gets too one-sided very early in the games, and just kind of turned me off on it. not to mention the toxicity of that game is crazy with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Dam 2 was interesting. You can check it out on Steam. The playtest is no longer active. Well, the planned release date is actually officially for August 7th, but we'll see if they're going to stick to that, what it is. But it's definitely something that we'll keep on the radar. So one other game that we actually got that is in early access right now is Peak. Not necessarily a horror game itself in a way, I guess, unless you're afraid of heights, then you might be scared of the game because nothing really jumps out at you. But it is a co-op game. You're all trying to go up to the top of the mountain, and you have limited resources for food, stamina. You can get hurt. Your stamina bar goes down. You're trying to climb up. It's got different environments, different things. I, the, I thought Peak was a lot of fun. It's one thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't take itself, too seriously. It's got a bunch of wackiness. It's interesting in that you can find your way up possibly, but the maps reset every 24 hours, which I think is really cool idea.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
it keeps it fresh. There are bugs in this. I don't know if it's server bugs too, because we had issues connecting at times. I know I did with other people too. The game for some reason sets your frame rate at 400 frames per second. So if you do open the game and have resource issues, it's probably that. Make sure to turn it down. I don't know why they would default to that. That's kind of insane. But the gameplay itself, we had a lot of fun with it. I think we played it like 2 or 3 times last week.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's very challenging and hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, the in-game voice for that is just extremely well done. I don't have nothing negative to say. The sounds you hear, like when somebody is free falling down because
Yeah.
they ran out of stamina, is just hilarious. You hear people echoes in the distance. It's really well done, and I'm sure people here probably heard of the game because it's just taken off everywhere. Think it's one of the top games on the charts now. It's the new it thing for the moment, the new trend. But that one, even though not horror per se, is still one that a lot of people probably are curious about. So definitely check it out. Like, if that game sounds fun to you at all, and you have a group to play with, I imagine it's probably not as fun solo. Probably a lot more difficult solo as well. But just the wackiness of it all, it's what also brought you to love Repo, and this game has the wacky silliness of it. But it is a challenging game too. But
Yeah,
it's also like, I think it encourages you to get better because I don't think the game is like necessarily unfair. Um,
right.
like if you don't use your resources correctly, you use too much stamina, you just deplete your resources, and you
Yeah,
don't make it because of it. Like, that's on you. And if you learn how to manage all that, you get a lot better.
right.
And that's a good thing.
And figuring that out is a lot of fun.
Yes. Yeah. So I never made it alive to the top. I did with others, so we never made it to the top together. But we will one day. One day.
Yeah.
But that one is a lot of fun. So definitely, if you have not heard of it or are curious about checking it out, I definitely recommend checking it out. Somebody had told me about it, and I looked at somebody play because I started seeing a bunch of people playing it on Twitch, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And when I looked at like a few minutes of gameplay, I was like, yeah, that's definitely right down my alley. I think I will enjoy it. And I put 11 hours on it, it says, in the past week. So
Wow.
so we had played that quite a bit lately. Quite a bit. Zoth usually has her segment, so now I'm gonna have my segment. I don't have a fancy name for it. I did not come up with one right offhand. However, a couple of these games you had already played and talked about, and I recently played them, and I have my thoughts. So, Shift at Midnight was a game that you had played I think last week or the week before, whichever it was. Unimportant,
Yeah.
but after hearing you say what that game was, I immediately was like, I want to try it out. And if you did miss that episode, go back and listen to it. But the game essentially, you work as like this cashier or clerk at like a gas station, grocery store, whatever it is, and you stock the shelves like it's a grocery store simulator, you know? Nice. Just nice chill time. Stock the shelves. You check out customers, but while you're checking them out, you have to decide, are they real or are they fake? Are they like an alien monster? And you have to do that by looking at their ID, by asking them questions, and seeing what the response was. And if they are deemed to be an alien monster, not the real person, then you have to take them out. If you apparently fail, then there are going to be giant spider monsters that come and attack the store that you have to then defend like a tower defense game. And it's
Yeah.
extremely, it's just unique. That's like the concept of it. When you were telling me it, I'm like, this sounds crazy, and I don't know how that works, but I knew I wanted to
Yeah.
try it. And after
Yeah.
trying it, that game has so much potential. They're going to be doing co-op with it, and I would absolutely picking it up 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's that fun. I just absolutely love it, and there's so much you can do. You know, like, well, I mean, ideas for it. Like, I'm sure, you know, with co-op, you might get bigger stores, can upgrade like your weapons better, just a bunch of upgrades, different things. It's a really unique idea. There's a lot of direction that they can take with the game, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, day
Yeah,
one
me too.
pickup for me. You said you really enjoyed it as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you sold me on that game from playing it, and then I saw that a lot of other people have started playing it, like
Yeah.
Ensign, who's
Yeah.
huge, and I was very
He's always
surprised.
copying me.
Yeah, you were a trendsetter there. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Because I know me and you the same. Like, we usually hear a lot of different games from Insim. Like, oh, this game's out now, or this Insim's playing this game. Must have got an update that I missed or something. But
Yeah.
his video had came up on the TV after another video, and I wasn't in the room at the time. And when I went down there and looked, I was like, this looks like the game Zoth played. And I go look at the first of it, and I was like, shift at minute, like, really? He playing a demo? Because usually he doesn't really play uh, demos. Like, usually they're like early access games. But so I was really
Yeah.
surprised. And then Lisa also played it the other night too on stream. Who's another bigger horror content creator, Kinetic Games partner. So I was like, wow, so this game's getting spread around. So good for them. Hopefully they take the momentum, they run with it.
Yeah.
And uh, I have high hopes for the game. I hope it does not let me down, but I did not want that demo to end. It
Yeah.
was,
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, a whole lot of fun. And there's so many ideas they can do. All right, enough gushing over that game. Be sure to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description show notes for you to wishlist the game. Wishlist it if it gets to 20,000. I think they're going to release a co-op demo. So let's get it to 20,000 wishlist. Not that 20,000 people will listen to this, but if you have not wishlisted it, please do. You've Changed was the other one, which you had the developer in your Discord who recommended you to play this game, play his own game.
Yes.
And I remember you told me about it, and I looked it up, and it was very beautiful looking game. I thought it was like a retro style graphic anomaly, spot the difference game, and a horror game. And I was like, that is really unique and different. Which, that's what you kind of have to be with these games, is take a unique spin on things to kind of stand out. And I feel like this game really did that. Just like with the way that it looked awesome. It reminded me a lot of like The Simpsons. Like, I felt like this was like in a Simpsons retro game, basically. What's the vibe that I got out of it, with the purple bedroom and kitchen and the
Yeah.
bathroom? I
Yeah.
know that's just like the vibe that I got from it. But I thought that the anomalies weren't like crazy difficult that was in there. Uh, but it was easy to miss. I did miss a few. Um, and I just thought about this because mentioned about difficultiness for Shift at Midnight. Um, Back to that right quick. I know some of the complaints that I saw people have on the game, like either on the Steam reviews or the comments on Itch.io, whichever it was that they didn't want the game to tell you if you got like the fake person right or not based on the question you asked.
Mhm.
Which I agree with. Like there was one where you could tell like the occupation wasn't the same just by looking at it, and it would be cool if the game didn't tell you like if you asked a question and it was like, oh, that was not a human answer. It would
Right.
be good if they did kind of take that out to cause you to think. But then again, I missed one anyways. Did you miss one? Did you miss the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm sure it's designed that way. I didn't go back to see if we could actually figure that out on our own or not.
I
But
was surprised because it
yes.
seemed to me that I got everything right. So
Yeah, I
I
did
don't
I
know.
did
It might just
too.
be
And
part of the demo.
yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because it's really hilarious. After it happens, you realize I fucked up somewhere. Like I don't know where, but I messed up. And yeah, it's the difficulty is I meant to bring that up and then I got sidetracked and I forgot. But this made me think about this with this anomaly game where the difficulty in this it wasn't like it was easy to miss, but it wasn't like super super difficult. It wasn't like changing a little line, which is what I was
Right.
like kind of worried. Like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna remember all this, but I thought that for the little bit the demo had, I thought it was good. The game looks really, really nice. It's gonna have a story in the main game, which I'm really looking forward to. Looking forward to trying out the game. You've changed for sure.
Me too.
Definitely, definitely recommend the demo for people to check it out. And again, I'll leave links to these in the description or the show notes. The last one I played is one I've been talking about, I think, since we've started this podcast, and I finally got around to playing it. You still have not, but I definitely think you
Yeah.
should, and that is Quarantine Zone. I finally got around to playing it, and I loved this demo. Um, I thought for a demo, it was super in depth. I was there playing it, and I'm like, this is a demo, right? Like, when is this demo in? I feel like I'm just playing like the regular game, like getting upgrades and doing your different things. There's a lot of stuff to the game, which if you hadn't heard about it, there's currently a free demo, very robust demo. You will know after the demo whether you want this game or not, if this game is for you or not. You'll absolutely know, which is great. That's what you want out of a demo. But you're essentially at this base setup, and it's like the zombie apocalypse, and people are trying to come in, and it's your job to determine have they been infected and can you allow them in or not. And you're looking for different things like is there blood coming out of their mouth, out of their nose, how do their eyes look, do they have any bites, what's the color of their skin, and you have different tools to help like check their temperature, look through their clothes to look for any hidden scars or bruises or bites or anything. And it's your job to determine, do you take them out if they are infected? Do you just quarantine them if they have some signs that are not for the infection, which the game tells you? Or do you send them into the survival area? But at the same time, for the survivors, like you have to make sure there are enough beds, there's enough food, there's enough gas for the generators. Then, oh yeah, by the way, at times your base will be under attack by hordes of zombies that you have to defend off. But you can upgrade like your base and weapons and stuff to more easily fend it off. It's I had a lot of fun with the game. There's a lot to it, but I love the deduction games like that. Like I played the hell out of Contraband Police for a while. Um, I I love those styles of games for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like Papers, Please, or Not My Neighbor.
I need to play those. I've never played either of them. I have watched people play That's Not My Neighbor and
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. But yeah, stuff like that, like I really get into. I guess because I just like deducing things, um,
Yeah.
and because it's the same thing like with Doll Imposter that we played that we'll talk about at some point. But it's the same thing. You get the evidence, you look at it, and you deduce like, okay, what's based on what's going to happen based on this, or making decisions based on the things. So Quarantine Zone. It's a very robust demo. Check it out if you have not. If that game sounds interesting to you, if you've played those games and you're like, I probably won't like it, then don't like it. But if you got some time and you're like, maybe this is different, it's got the interesting take. I was not expecting to have to fend off hordes of zombies from the base. That threw
I
me
didn't even
off.
know that was part of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know either. And so then I'm playing it and I'm like, wait, this game has so much because then you have to like, make sure you order the food to restock and you check the people in quarantine each day to see have they been cleaned, have they gotten more infected, have you accidentally let a zombie into quarantine that then took out everybody in quarantine, so then you're going to take out everyone, like I did. But it it happens. But yeah, that was a really fun game. I really enjoyed it. I played all three of those demos the other day. The VOD for all that is on the YouTube channel if you want to watch the full playthroughs of those games that I did. But definitely recommend checking out each of those yourself. And you need to at some point. You might not have to be on a Wednesday because to get, like I said, the demo is pretty long. I mean, I think it took me maybe like 2 hours to do the demo, 2.5 hours. It's
Okay. Yeah.
pretty
I
long.
just need to remember.
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out what did I have time for, and I'm like, I have to get Quarantine Zone, and I really wanted to play that one. And when I finally had the time, I was like, I had to do it. What about your segment? What did you play this past week that might have been
I had
good?
some good ones. I had some good ones. I had some bad ones. Um, yeah, last Wednesday I finally got around to playing Dr. Viscera, which I mentioned a few episodes back as something I wanted to play. Is a PSX style horror game where you're trapped in some kind of like dilapidated hospital called Grim House Asylum. And it's a granny type game where you have to find various items to escape. The art style is fantastic. I absolutely loved this one. Um, this one is by a dev called Liminal Road, and I do recommend that one. It's just a demo, and it was available on Steam or itch.io. The next one I played was called Sunset Beach, and I was so surprised. This guy that created this, I've played two other games of his, and he's just cranking them out. This is by Vuk Dobrik. He's the one that did A Quiet Place and the library game. The name escapes me. This one had a lot more interactivity and movement and really good. I think that every game he puts out just keeps getting better and better. On this one, you take a job helping set up for a festival on the beach, and things get really dark very quickly. It was short, not as short as the others, but it was really good. And then I played a very interesting game called Testimonium by Not So Special Games. This was on itch.io. And this was just a game jam submission for Pizza Doggy's Horror Jam. And it was spectacular for a game jam game. It was also short, as game jam games usually are, but it was packed with puzzles and story. It's a low poly style. It took me maybe 20 to 30 minutes to complete. Basically, the gist of the story is you get a delivery of a VHS videotape one day, and you wake up inside the video on the tape, and you need to escape by doing some rituals and solving a few puzzles. And it had a very fascinating twist at the end. I do recommend this one. I also played um, a very short game called The Ice Cream Machine on itch.io. And very short, not as short as Death Trips, obviously, but close. Very funny, but also very scary. Very simple concept. You work at an ice cream shop, but the ice cream machine breaks, so you have to go to the basement to get a replacement. And I don't want to spoil anything because it's short, but it's definitely a fun one. And then creepy, very creepy game called Rhett by Vinyl. This was another analog PSS PSX low poly game about an elaborate ritual, and it takes several days to complete, and it can't be completed without your participation. And this was another submission for the Pizza Doggies Horror Jam, and very sinister and creepy and dark. And I loved this one. This one, the next one I got was on Steam. Well, the last two I'm going to mention were on Steam. This one was called Analog Skin Off by Adosin. This was a game where you're a teenager and you are going to stay in your uncle's house alone. You're planning on having a party with a few friends, so you do some tasks, but then a broadcast comes over the TV and warns you not to answer the door and to hide with a wet towel to hide your body heat from something that wants to eat your skin. It was quite a spooky game at times and overall decent and fun game. The last one I want to mention, I just kind of threw this in there because I had a lot of time left over. So I just ran to Steam and looked up some demos, and this one was called Place. And the dev is Pimp Game Studio. And when I saw this, I saw the images and stuff, the pictures on Steam, and I thought this was going to be a bad game, but I was very pleasantly surprised and really enjoyed playing this one. This is just a demo. You wake up trapped in a room and you have to push buttons to find a way out. And each button does different things, and it could be something as simple as dropping a mug onto the floor for you, or burning your face off. So you there's like 7 different ways to end this, which are mostly deaths. One button makes a couch fall from the ceiling and crush you. It's hilarious. But this was a lot of fun. I was very surprised at how much fun I had with this one. But yeah, that's those are the games worth mentioning that I played last Wednesday.
All right, all right. I'll have to check out some of them at some point. Add it to my demo backlog beside my
If
game
I
backlog.
Yeah, if I had to recommend 3, I would say Dr. Viscera and Testimonium and Place
Place was the last
for
one
you to
you said,
play.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff, obviously, backlog, like we said, but we did pick up the other side. They just had like a huge update over the weekend. We're going to be playing that the night that we're recording this. So we'll like to talk about that game some more on the next one. It is another ghost hunting type game. Um, it's got some different aspects to it from, we played the demo a long time ago. So it was fun, and look forward to playing this one. And I think they made it as well with like ghost traits and abilities similar to Faz, that you can identify ghosts with no evidence. So each ghost should be unique. So looking forward to diving into that, seeing how they do their ghost investigation
Yeah.
style
I
games.
really
And
enjoyed the demo, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays now.
yes, yeah, it looks like I mean, even just in general, a lot of work was put into it a while back, and it's different enough. It has some different aspects and more in-depth things. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll let everybody know. And I think I'll be going out of town, so I won't be playing probably much else other than that. But there any other big games on your radar?
Well, I actually just played it, but I'll talk about it in the next podcast, and that was Hotel 188.
Oh
As
yeah.
soon as I saw this, I was like, this is for me. It's a backrooms anomaly game. And they did a great job with it, but I'll be able to talk
Did you
more about
finish
it.
it, or did you just
I did.
okay? Is it early access?
I believe it was the demo.
Okay, it was a demo. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know if you had picked up that full one or not. You said Hotel 188. Okay, so the
Yes.
full game is out, but there is a demo. Okay, so you just played the
Yes.
demo.
No, no, no. I played the whole game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had to check. Yeah, it's $5.99 on Steam right now.
Mm.
And I played it for, it says 2.3 hours. So I got 2.3 hours of gameplay out of it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
All right. Any other games on your radar? Just other than your regular Wednesday whatever.
Yeah, I got another one. Shoot. From the Other Side.
Oh
I got that one too.
yeah, I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
play
pick
that
that.
one.
I was gonna pick that one up. Is it still on sale?
Yes. Should be.
Yeah, you told me about that one. You haven't played it yet, right? So you can't
No,
recommend it. But
no, but it's still on sale. $3.99 right now. 20% off.
cool, cool. Well, yeah, be sure to check out the previous episodes. We talk about two unique anomaly style horror games with Hospital 666 and School 666. Two really fun games y'all should check out and listen to our thoughts on it. Thanks so much for watching and or listening. Happy hunting, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.